Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying. I hope you're enjoying the barrage of Rally Vosges Grand Est content. If you haven't watched the full event vlog, go and check it out. There are lots of other videos out there. I haven't decided what order they're going to be, so maybe this is the first one, maybe it's the last one, who knows. You just have to look on the channel, see what you can see. Anyway, behind me over there is the reason that I came here. I have been bugging Peugeot for a very long time to see this car, a car I am very, very excited about, and that is the Peugeot 208 Racing, which is Peugeot's entry-level rally car designed in conjunction with the French Sporting Authority to provide a stepping stone for new drivers before they move up to Rally 4 cars. So there are some behind us. We're going to go and have a look at them. We are also going to talk to some of the people involved, get a bit more information about the project, how it came about and all that. So stay tuned for that. Let's go and look at a car though. I'll talk you through the spec if you haven't seen the videos I made about it before and why I'm so excited about it. So let's go and look at some Peugeots with steel wheels. So this is why we're here this weekend, isn't it? The Peugeot 208 Racing. There are many of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, obviously lots of spaces where they should be, so some of them are out. This is why we're here. The entry-level Peugeot 208, and effectively the entry-level kind of FIA car. It's not an official FIA category, but I mean it could be, and if the FIA had any sense at all, they would make it one. So what is a 208 Racing? Well, it is this. It is built to FR6 regulation to compete in the Trophy FR6 in France, though that is going to expand to other countries. We are going to talk to some of the team, as I said, behind the car, but this is what one looks like. It is based on a 208 road car, and it uses almost exclusively road car parts. You can just see, if I look down underneath, a different set of dampers. They are fixed rate, however, and non-adjustable, not like the ones fitted to the Rally 4 car. The engine is a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbo PureTech, lifted directly from the 208 road car. In this form, it has 145 horsepower, so the maximum, I think, in the road car is 130. That's what mine is, so it's a little bit more than that, but not loads. That is fitted into a Rally 4 body shell, so you can see, if we go in here, it has the same roll cage as a Rally 4 car, same electronics package. Otherwise, though, mechanically, as I said, it's a road car. Road car brakes, road car suspension arms, bushes and everything. It's just got different dampers and a slightly more powerful engine, slightly different exhaust, I think, just to make it a little bit louder. Standard, crucially. There's someone in here, but I'm going to disturb him. He looked at me funny, but standard, crucially, it has an H-pattern gearbox just like a road car. So this is proper entry-level Group N style rallying, and that is why I love it so much. Really good concept. The car starts from about 38,000 euros plus taxes, and is the entry point to rallying for French drivers, and I suspect many other drivers in many other markets. So you can see there are lots of them here, a few spaces because some of them are out and about, but this is the dedicated area for them, and I just think it's such a good idea. So I stand behind another one. This is such a good idea. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking for a minute because I am going to switch to a truck earlier today where I got to speak with one of the men behind this championship and this concept. So let's hear more from the man himself about what the 208 Racing is and why it's so important. So thank you for joining me, Francois. If you'd just like to give me a quick introduction, and then we'll jump right in.
So I'm Francois. I'm head of Stellantis Motorsport Customer Racing and also sport vehicle road legal development for the brand.
Great, thank you. Thank you for your time. I've been hoping for this weekend for quite some time. I think the 208 Racing is a car that immediately captured my attention. Anyone that watches my videos know that I talk a lot about affordable entry-level rallying and how important it is, and this is a big step from you guys to create this car. So what started the project? What instigated this step? When you've already got a big range of rally cars across the Stellantis group.
Yes, you're right. Our range of cars until this car were Rally 4 cars and Rally 2 cars, and we were really conscious that there was one missing step. We also a lot of talks with the French Federation through a religion selection process. Two big points. One, the budget, which is really the key element for people to start rallying. And you cannot find, or you could not find on the market, an affordable car for young drivers with really low running costs. You could find second-hand cars, or I would say cars from the last century, but not that cheap in the end in terms of running costs. And on top of that, the safety of those cars is really too dated. So we had this idea to try to develop an affordable car with very low running costs. Another concern was that Rally 4 is a very fast car, and as a first step, we were considering, and we had the same thinking with the French Federation, that it's too fast for young drivers who had the experience of people from religion selections stepping directly to Rally 4, and it was a mess. So it was not a help for them. So we clearly had this wish to develop this car. So we had a few, let's say, workshop or talks with the French Federation, but also internally to see how we could develop that kind of cars, and which major points we had to keep to make this car enjoyable but safe and affordable. One key element, the tires. So one starting point was to have production tires, and not to go to a bit racing tires. It's very tempting. It's a big temptation. But okay, we kept that. One other major point was the safety. So we decided to start from the Rally 4 body shell, or the 2.8, but also potentially from the Corsa and the Lancia, as we will see, to offer to those drivers the max level of safety for that kind of cars. So we got the roll cage, the bucket seats, all the safety equipment inside, dashboard as well, and the electronic system. It's a racing one, which allows us to really control the electronics of the car, not to be dependent from production products, which are complicated to handle. So those were really the starting points, and to use for the rest as much production components as much as we can, like the gearbox, for instance. We have a H grid. Okay, but it's a good school. Then later you will go to the sequential gearbox, but this allows us to really have cheap parts but robust and in the end enjoyable. So we put all that together. Rally 4 body shell, racing electronics, production parts, production tires, and we developed the car quite quickly, in fact. And we involved our top drivers to develop the car, because we wanted to have the car performing, but safe and enjoyable. So it took us like 4 or 5 months of development with our first prototypes to reach to a very interesting level. And we think that at that stage, the car is fantastic. It's just 145 horsepower, but enjoyable to drive, safe, and safe to handle, I would say. So, and we kept the cost at a very interesting level. So I think you know what is the
38,000 euros approximately. Is that right?
The selling price is 38,900 euros without tax, and the car is delivered complete, finished, fully assembled like a Rally 4, so the same standard. So you really have a fantastic race car. It can appear to be quite a certain amount of money, which is true, but then when you look at the running cost, that's just incredible. Incredibly low.
So in terms of, obviously, you've had the Rally 4 version for a long time. Is there anything any learning from that car in terms of damper settings or anything that kind of gave you a starting point to work from with this car?
No, in fact, we started from production part. Really, the legacy from the Rally 4 is the safety, the body shell, the electronic system that is 100% from the Rally 4 car.
Okay.
So we knew that it was working fine, it was reliable, we had all the functions we were asking for. No, and then we started from production parts. And to be honest, the only non-production parts in the end are the dampers, the shock absorbers, because we really wanted to have, like I said, safe, enjoyable, and we could not find in all the production shock absorber from Stellantis the right one. So those parts are specific, but they are not adjustable, which means you got the car from the factory with a single adjustment and nobody can touch it. We want to avoid people doing tests, trying to improve and so on. We don't want people to waste money for that.
So it's about
arrive and drive and show you're a good driver.
Okay, great. It's so was there any challenge in taking that road car or in terms of durability and things? You know, road cars are very good, aren't they? You know, they go through a lot of durability testing, but it's still a step on, I think, isn't it, when you go into that competitive environment? So for the car to be almost, 100% production,
there was no big issues, honestly. We put a certain number of protections in some cases due to the specific use of a rally car, but basically all the parts are designed for really heavy use. We got parts from our small vans, for instance. So it's how driven the vans and how many thousands of kilometers they are doing under which conditions. So honestly, there was no big challenges on that respect. And so far, for all the cars that are currently racing, I should say we don't have any reliability issues with the cars.
Okay, brilliant. And performance-wise, obviously it's a step below the Rally 4 car, but have you timed it? I'm curious as to how it compares to, obviously, there's Rally 5 cars. We've got the electric Corsa as another example. Where do you think it sits on the performance ladder?
The target was to respect the pyramid. So we have the Rally 2. The Rally 4 is, let's say, 2 seconds, 3 seconds a kilometer slower. Then we had the Rally 5. And the Rally 6 is, respecting the same scale. So we are like 1.5, of course, it depends on the driver. But
of course.
1.5 to 2 seconds slower than the Rally 5, which is good because we don't want to interfere. So we are quite very happy with the level of performance. And the very good guys with the FR6 are, of course, much faster than many Rally 5.
Yeah, of course. So how many cars are out there right now then?
We delivered like 30 cars.
30 cars, okay. But they first deliveries were...
first delivery were, if I'm correct, in March.
March, okay.
But we started racing as 0 cars starting in September last year.
Okay. And have you had interest from other markets? Obviously, I know you worked very closely with the French authority.
No. Really, the first target was French.
Because,
of course, the French Federation built a specific trophy dedicated to regional rallies. And in parallel, we have the Stellantis Cup based on the French Championship. So it's 2 different kind of people, but in the end, more people are interested. And then we have a lot of interest from other countries. Not to reveal secrets, but in Portugal already the category has started with our cars. There are 5 to 6 cars racing, and it's driven by the Portuguese Federation. We have very strong connection with the ADAC. So it will be probably with an Opel badged car. The Corsa, like the one that is starting this weekend. And yes. And still more to come. I cannot say more because we're still discussing, but there is really a big interest. Italy as well is very interesting.
And I think
this is really the missing step.
I think that's it. And as I said at the top, I think this is something that I think is really important, and I get very excited about. Coming from the UK, especially. We don't have that step at all, and as you said, a lot of people are buying older cars still, rather than moving into Rally 4 cars. If you look at the Rally 4 entry of Peugeots and things on this event, is massive. Look at the British Championship, for example, and it's tiny. Even though there is a Stellantis Cup, but it's much smaller scale. So I think this is a big step. And I mean, how much did the push come from the French authority for this? Because it seems that they are very, very driven with bringing young talent through, and bringing on the next generation of drivers.
This is 30 plus years tradition in France to detect rally talents. So the French Federation is always trying to refine and to push this process. And it appeared that, or it happened that we had exactly the same wish, us to develop the business and them to develop the best way to promote the young drivers. And in the end, we converged to the same product. So it was really a nice gathering and a nice sharing of ideas and to make this car happen. And it was very fluid the way it happened. So.
Okay. And now, can I ask you a favour? Can you just give the production side a nudge and start selling a 208 road car with those steel wheels and some stickers, like an old 205 Rally?
If it's just the steel wheels, we can do that. The stickers we can. No, but basically the car is not far from a production car. It's like the base 2.8 with the 1.2 engine, manual gearbox. You're not far from the race car.
Yeah, I think if you put some stickers on one of the wheels,
yes,
I think you sell a lot of them.
I will talk to the Peugeot.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
After a really interesting Friday, exploring the service park, seeing Shakedown and talking to Francois, I was then invited to join Stellantis Customer Racing for their pre-rally get-together, which included all of the crews from the various Stellantis championships. What this really underlined for me is their commitment to rallying as a group, particularly in France. It doesn't matter if you're driving one of the entry-level FR6 cars or a Citroën C3 Rally 2. Everyone was made to feel welcome and just made to feel like part of the family. All the crews came together for a prize draw. There was food and people were just hanging out. People say that the community and social side of rallying in the UK has disappeared, but I can tell you that it is alive and well in France. And it was pretty surreal, to be honest, tucking into barbecue sausages while Francois Delacour and Gilles Panizzi are just casually hanging around, chatting to what is clearly not just a competitive group, but a really tight-knit social group. So it was really great to see that, in spite of all the nonsense going on at the top of the sport right now. It shows that manufacturers can still have a really positive influence on rallying at the lower levels and do really, really good things. So that was really good. So after we'd stuffed our faces, I managed to get a few minutes to sit down with Stellantis Motorsport Rally Cup Sports Director Jean-Marc Venatier, who told me more about their rallying efforts. So rather than me rabbiting on any longer, I will let you listen to what he had to say.
Okay, my name is Jean-Marc Venatier. I'm in charge of the Stellantis Cup in France for the Rally 4 and from the FR6, the new product. And also I'm the referent, I don't know if it's a correct name in English, but for the other cup in Europe. Okay. Just to be sure everything the same standard. So I'm in connection with the guy in UK, in Portugal, in Czech Republic, in different other countries. In Italy with the new Lancia. So I'm in France especially, I'm here to organize the whole series.
Great, well thank you for your time. I want to start on the new... Is the Lancia newer? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the 208 racing because that's what I'm here for in particular. I've talked to Francois about the technical side of the car a little bit. From your side, what makes that such an important project?
Because at the very beginning, a few months ago, racing it's a sport but very expensive. Everybody knows, especially us, for sure. But if you look at all the specs of the category, you have the WRC 1, the WRC 2, 3, Rally 4, Rally 4, Rally 5, and after that, nothing. So for us, there is one category missing, something very accessible for, people who have not a lot of money, but they wanted to do sport. So it was the FR6. So we try to define a regulation from a standard car and add some sporting points, So we work on a way to have a body shell as a FIA Rally 4. It was the beginning of the story, and then we had an engine from the production, a gearbox from the production, tires from the production. So it makes the price low, and at the end, we have a good price. I think we have a good product, very efficient to do rally, and when we do a rally like here, the French rally, you have nothing to do except to make some gasoline inside, check the windscreen, no shock absorber, nothing, no bars, special, no tires, very expensive. It's more than 500 euros normally. Here it's maybe 1,000 maximum. So at the end, it's very accessible I mean, that's our vision. We try to be accessible. So, and now I think the client will say, okay, the 208 Racing is a good product. It's very, it's a good car for us. And to start the rally, for me, that's a good product for sure.
Yeah, okay. And I think we've been talking about the community, so we're in the service park. You've got the drivers of those cars interacting with the crews from Rally 4 cars and, experienced WRC level retired drivers. How important is that element of this to you, bringing the different levels, the entry level amateur drivers to the experienced drivers? How important is that, creating that community?
Sorry, I didn't understand what you mean.
How important is it to create the community of drivers, from every level, the entry level up to the...
Yeah, we have different levels for sure, but for us, we are Stellantis, but at the beginning it was Peugeot. In addition, it was Citroën with PSA. Now after it was Opel, and now it's Stellantis. We have Lancia. So all these different brands are in rally, and we try to have all the steps to arrive to the top. The top is the WRC. We used to be in WRC with Peugeot and Citroën in the past. Now we have the FR6, first level, Rally 4, Rally 2 with the C3, and maybe the WRC in the future. We work on this with the FIA also to change the regulation. So for us, it's very important to be at all the steps. It's like a rock ship, all the level of, and also the thing is to have, if we can, French driver. After Sébastien Loeb, after Ogier, we have Fourmeau. They are coming from the French Championship with the federation, with our French series. And the thing is to promote our product and also French driver. But we are open to foreign driver, if an English guy, or we are open to all the countries, for example.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So if the guy is good, go for it. You are the best. You can get the prize money and also the season, the free season with Rally 4 or Rally 2 C3. We are open to good driver. If it's French, good. But if it's another country, we don't care. The thing is to have a sort of school, to go to the top level.
Yeah.
And at the end say, this guy, he knows the rally from the very beginning, FR6, Rally 4, C2, Rally 3, and maybe WRC again. But it's also a sort of, school. That's the name for me. Yeah.
You talked about how a driver can go from the bottom, and we talked about this off camera. Do you think that new car introduces something different to that because it's such a basic car? What do you think someone needs to drive that they could take to the top?
I think this car is so basic that's really the driver who makes the difference. The way you drive to keep the speed, in curve, and because everybody has the same. So at the end, the best is the best. If you are the best driver on Rally 4, you will be the best. If it's a Rally 6, FR6 with a very simple car, close to the standard production car, if you are the best driver at the end of the season, it's normal. It's because you have get the maximum of the car at all the moment, and you can also improve your driving because it's not a lot of horsepower, so you have to be very precise and not to brake a lot, just keep speed, in the curve, and so at the end the best driver for sure in a series like us with 6 or 5 rounds will be the best driver. So the Rally 6 is a very good car to discover the rally with not a big budget, and also to understand to the basic of driving. You have no special setup to you have no shock absorber to adapt, no bars, no click, I don't know the name in English, but it's just gearbox, manual, same tires, only one for dry or wet, that's all, and your pace note, very important.
Yeah.
And also the pace note is very important. It's only the driving, the way you drive, because it's a very simple car, but at the end, the winner will be the best driver with this simple car, for sure.
Are you helping the teams? You talked about pace notes. There's young drivers in those cars. Do you help them with that to learn, or do you give them access to
okay, with Stellantis, honestly not, because we just collect people in our series. After we work with the French Federation for sure, and they have Rally, which is a selection of in France during 3 months of 500 or 600 people, young drivers in our 208 racing cars, and the top 3 will be the next season in this series. So that's the job of French Federation. But after that, we are open to discuss with driver or father, all the family, just to improve maybe something with the technical guys, because the series management, for the sporting and organization, it's me, but we have technical guys, we have logistics, we have communication, so we try to help also all the driver or all the crew to answer to all the questions they have at the end, because we have a good experience in this series for if I talk about me for many years. So yes, I can discuss with some guys, maybe just to have. I have the enough, I would say, le recul. I'm not just focused on this. I have the experience sometimes to discuss with young drivers to say, okay, you are maybe third. It's a good place. Keep this third place. Get points. It's a championship, so it's a long way to go. So I'm not a manager or something, but I know so many young drivers for so many years that it's at the end. It's also I know the way. Maybe if I can help us, I will do it for sure.
You said about family, and I think one thing I've noticed since I've been here this weekend so far is it feels like a family. With the everyone together, the food and gathering. How important is that, do you think?
As I told you, it's very important for me to have. We are not in as I say, that's my word. We are not in the World Championship. Each team are focused on each team, and that's a fight. Here, you learn rally, but you have to learn, but in a good way, with a good ambience at the end. And so we try to help everybody. And with this, with the barbecue, for example, everybody talk to everybody. But tomorrow, each crew will be in the car with a helmet, and you are driving for you, not for you are competing with the other guys. But at this moment, they can talk and discuss about rally, maybe their pace note or some special something quite difficult. But the thing is to create a good ambience, and I've already focused on this because it's also the success of this series. You can have many occasions to have some tension, because that's a rally. It's a lot of money at the end. So you fight, you want to be the first, and so on. So I think it's also good. It's also our job to calm down, if I can say that. When the day is over, or before the rally like this now. Or even during the rally, when I at the final stop, or in a service park, I discussed with everybody, just trying to know if the thing was good in the morning, in the first loop, or if there is something wrong. I'm just like, just a friend, just to try to understand. I have no advice, maybe I can give if they ask, but I'm just outside of this, just trying to make all the things going well. I'm just a facilitator, if I can say that.
Yeah. And do you think that is part of the secret to the success here? Because compared to the UK, you know, the presence you have here, the number of cars you have here is massive. Do you think that's part of why people keep coming back? They keep buying, you know, a new car from you or moving up through your products rather than moving to a Hyundai, a Toyota, or whatever else?
I think the success of this, I mean, of the 208 rally, I mean, the SMRC 4 or SMRC 6, is because we have to give to the crew, the clients, I don't know how we can say, but at the end, that's the word. It's a service. That's my job. They do that for their pleasure, for maybe to imagine a future in the rally. You have experts just for fun, for example. But the young drivers, they are here to learn and to go further, okay? After the Rally 4, then maybe the C3, Rally 2, and so on. So, for me, I try to just to make, you know, a good it's always by word, but a good ambience, just to arrange everybody, to arrange the things. For me, the success is there, and also very important things, the equity. You know, the sportive equity with all the technical things that we check before the rally, during the rally, and after the rally. So it means all the drivers, they only things to drive, but they know we control engine, gearbox, weight, many things. All the things that we can check during the rally, we check. Because we have a team, a technical team, dedicated to this, and it's very strict. So there is no option to do something wrong. And if there is something wrong, our job is to see it and to avoid it. We try. Us and also the French Federation with some technical scrutiners also. But that's also, I think, the success of our series. Because there is no, we can imagine something as does something wrong or cheat, or, you know, something very, as a new tires coming from nowhere, or more horsepower, because we check everything. And you must be in the rules. And we are here to apply this rule, you know. And if you don't do that, it will be not a mess, but you can imagine your guys next to you make something wrong. If you do nothing wrong, if you do nothing against that, it will be open to wrong things. But for me, it's very important, the equity, and it's only with control. So it's happened in the past that we discover something wrong, and we make an official paper to the French Federation telling, okay, we see this, and after it's treated by the college, by the stewards, and you can be out of the race. But that's normal, that's the rules. So we are just here to be to secure this regulation. Okay. And that's the success for me, because we are like this. There is no it's this guy. Okay, we don't want to. Okay, if we see something wrong, it's forbidden. There is a report, and after it's the steward, we make the things after.
Okay, so we've talked about the progression of young drivers. So final question, France has obviously had a huge success at World Championship level with Sébastien Loeb and Sébastien Ogier, now, as you said, Adrien Fourmeau, and so many other drivers. Looking at the drivers you have in your cars right now, do you think the future is still bright for French rally? Do you think there is
I don't know
anyone you could pick out?
At the moment, it's maybe too early to know if the guys FR6, maybe there is a future World Championship, World Rally Championship, but that's our target with the French Federation also, for Stellantis too, to have to be proud of, be a part of this success, like Sébastien Loeb or Ogier or Fourmeau, all these guys, or Rossel now in Rally 2. at the moment, okay, we worked for this, but it's we must have a lot of guys to have one or two at least. So honestly, there is some guys very fast, and if you look at all the winners in the past of the Stellantis or Peugeot, they are all in. Okay, some of them are in World Championships, in the European Championship. In national championship with some guy in Poland, they won the national championship, in French too. So for sure it's a very good school because everybody has the same car and the best driver at the end is the best, for sure is the best. And after we can help him to go upper and upper to the
Merci Jean-Marc.
So maybe probably in these 22 guys here, and the next rally there will be someone new for sure because there is always new guys coming. Yes, that's the future of maybe for the top level in rally for sure in France. But as I told you, we are open to have also foreign driver. We are proud if we help someone in rally from whatever the country to help him to grow together because that's. We give all our experience, and the young driver, okay, is very attending from something, and we can help him. If it's a French guy, perfect. If it's an English, a German, whatever, just to he will be a part of this progression, and we will be very happy if he is a world champion in 5 years, thanks to us at the end.
Well, sadly, I think I'm a little bit too old, so I'll have to gracefully pass.
Yeah, for expert maybe.
maybe.
Just for pleasure.
Jean-Marc, thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So there we have it. Huge thank you to Francois and the team from Stellantis for allowing me to come here and see these cars. I think it's such a good concept, isn't it? And it's heartening to me to hear Peugeot, Stellantis working so closely with the French governing body to make this happen, and then taking that to to other countries, to other parts of Europe, to try and expand the format. I think it shows that there is an appetite for more affordable rally cars, and that while Rally 4 and Rally 5 are really good and work for a lot of people, that there is space for a lower step on the ladder. So really, really interesting to hear their take on it and see the cars up close. As I record this on Friday, we're going to go out onto the stages tomorrow, so I'll see the cars in action. So I think we'll jump to some footage of that in a second so you can actually see the cars moving and see what they're talking about. But I think it's just really, really good to see, and I wish beyond anything really that we'd get these cars in the UK. Are we going to see is it Racing Rally Motorsport are the official importers for the Rally 4 car? Are we going to see them try and get an FR6 type championship off the ground? And would British rally fans buy into it? Would British crews buy into it? I don't know, but it's great to see it in Europe. It's so inspiring to see how the system works in France in terms of the manufacturers working closely with the governing body, and this massive desire to bring through young talent. So that's really, really encouraging. So I hope you've enjoyed this little journey. I think now is probably the time to jump to some action. So we'll finish the video. I'm going to stop talking. You don't want to hear me talking about it. Let's head out to the stages and see the cars moving.